Have they? Hey, there you are. I knew I'd find you here. I am back at the Kaimanawa Alpine Express. There's a little bit of a backstory to why I'm here, but honestly I got this really awesome invite to come on back. Some of you may have remembered a video I did a while back now when this place first came on board. I didn't get to go for a ride that day. I am going to be able to ride the whole thing, and I'm so excited to have you guys come along and join me. This lady helped me out this morning, giving me the process and the rundowns. In the back we got Ash. Ciao bro. Thank you. Let me give you a rundown of my morning. When I arrived, there were already quite a few people in place and the day was looking fantastic, which is exactly what you want for a day for riding. I decided I would run a very light setup, very minimal, because I knew I wasn't going to be out there for very long. You do have to sit through a safety brief, and that's quite mandatory, so you get all the information that comes out of that. In terms of loading and getting on a helicopter, you let the pilot and the loader do that, and you just stage your bikes. It's very easy. Once you're on board the helicopter, you get yourselves all settled in, and I highly recommend, if you can, get in the front seat, because you're going to be treated to some of the best views ever. Hey, this is what greets you when you come up to the summit here. Bit of an outlook. It's absolutely fantastic. On a day like this, views for days, Bluebell, nice little sheltered spot. Has a little bit of a history here, so you can check out these boards. I'm actually with a group of, well, there's 5 of us here. They're all pretty new to the trail itself. The whole point of today is just to enjoy it. I really want to have you guys come with me and just soak it all in. Rightio whānau, I must apologise for 2 things in the video, and that's the fact that first of all you'll see my GPS unit fall off. Now I do actually take care of it later on, but it is a bit of a distraction. The second one is that I lost a significant amount of footage during the recording process, so unfortunately some of the downhill bits I missed out on, but we're just going to make do. Well hey, let's go team. Goodness me. Beautiful. Absolutely no wind. Yeah, boys! Nice! The Kaimanawa Alpine Descent is a fantastic grade 3 that anyone can ride. You don't have to be a mountain biker, which is what I love about it. Now, despite that, you're going to find a lot of hill climbs, descents and flat sections that are punctuated throughout. Now, if you are not a mountain biker, it may pay to go with more experienced riders so you don't go off the beaten path, as it were, as young Shannon here found out. You're off the beaten path, Shannon, you're down here. Just down over here. Now, I must touch on this point because I feel it's something that's worth mentioning, is that just making sure you do look after other people who are in your group, despite the fact that they may have not as much experience as you. It always just pays to look after people, you know, because they want to have a good time, you want to have a good time, and the last thing anybody wants is to have some sort of incident out there. So yeah, just look after each other while you ride. Good work, that's the one. Nice and easy. She's all over it, mate. She's all over it. It's just taking off and leaving us all behind. Can't even keep up. She's like, haven't got time to wait, sorry. Away she goes. Okay, so here is also another point I feel bears mentioning, and that is riding at an elevation that you are not used to. So back home, I would seldom ever get above 500 meters in elevation at my local park. Here, it's starting around about 1600 meters, you know, like pretty much in the snow line. Yeah, it does have an effect, okay? So if you're fairly fit, you probably may not notice it as much. You know, I'm not the fittest rider out there, and I definitely notice especially on the ascents, just a little bit more heavy breathing, as it were. So yeah, keep that in mind when you're descending and you're climbing. Yep. $20K box right here. To be sure, the trail will give you views for days. Look at all that. So quiet, barely any wind. Just gotta appreciate our country, eh? It's so lovely. So I think that's pretty much the most of the climbing done. Now traversing along this flat section. Pretty thankful that there's no wind, or bugger all wind. Oh, I spoke too soon. Rungy Paul.
A few minutes later.
A couple of hundred meters behind me is a maintenance hut, and from that point you're going to have to get your climb on a bit. So I mean, it's not massively savage, but yeah, you will have to get your climb on. Here's what it is. Now, other than the last climb near the end, which I remember doing, this would probably be the last one before you get a hipper down going through all the natives. Looking forward to that. Right, pretty much halfway. Not bad, not bad. Take care, steep bank ahead. Oh. We did not want to fall down there. Let's go off-road, shall we? Right, 10 kilometres, Tongariro. Ruapehu and Norohoi. Right here on this spot is where I pretty much from my last video I walked up to this point and then I biked back down. Finally redemption. Going through here is just so eerily amazing. It's quiet. Just the sound of the bike. Okay, whānau, so here we are quite a way along the trail, and once again I must apologise for not being able to showcase all the other stuff that happened preceding this point. But however, I do want to cover a couple of things. The first one is I want to give a big thank you and shout out to Alice Orr for giving me the opportunity to re-ride the trail again, because in all honesty I didn't think I'd actually be able to come back given the cost. Now I'm not going to lie, it is quite expensive if you are doing this say as one person or two people, but if you come as a group the costs are significantly reduced. I mean, hey, that's a huge incentive, right, to go do this ride with a whole heap of other people, and it's just so much more fun as a group in my mind. Now if I was to convince you to come and ride this trail despite the cost, I think one of the main reasons I would ask you to come and ride it is because of the experience of riding in an area where you would seldom ever get to, and it's also the sort of trail where you don't need to rush. There are many opportunities to stop and just take photos, especially along the high sections there. That in of itself is worth it, because how often you're going to see some of those sort of views from that sort of height, you know? I mean, there's very few places in New Zealand that you can actually do that. Something else that I would like to see happen in the future is if this trail is extended or made longer, because I feel that if you were on an e-bike you would probably enjoy it a little bit more, because 23 kilometers does go by pretty quickly and it's so easy just to blast through. I think someone said that the trail record was like 2 hours or something like that, but they allow you plenty of time to actually ride it, so you don't have to rush, and that's the incentive to just, you know, slow down, take your time. You can certainly go harder if you want to, and there's some sections here that certainly encourage that sort of behavior. For the most part, I would say that if you are just, you know, not even a mountain biker, you can just bimble along and take your time, and that's what I feel like is the great appeal of this trail. Rightio whānau, if you have made it this far, thank you so much for tuning in. It's always appreciated. Hey, if you are not a subscriber, considering liking and subscribing so that I can put out more content like this, consider leaving a comment and tell me, have you ridden the trail before, or are you planning to go back? Or if you haven't ridden the trail before and you actually plan to ride it for the very first time, I would love to hear about it. Be sure to check out all the information and links that I will leave in the comment section down below so that you can book your own Kaimanawa Alpine Descent experience. And until my next video, whānau, ka kite.